Welcome to AP's on Football with Rob Motti. Another week of preseason football means another opportunity to overreact to all the good and the bad that we saw on the field. We won't do that here, but hey, if guys are playing well, it's better than them going out there and stinking it up. Coming up, I'm going to take you inside the huddle with Buffalo Bills running back James Cook. We're going to go around the league, and there's a team that made I think a sneaky, underrated, great move this week. I'll let you know who. In Pro Picks, we're going to look at the Bengals and the Buccaneers over-unders, along with some more of those player props. I've got some advice for you in Fantasy Focus, and a final word on love. James Cook ran for 1,621 yards last season and 12 touchdowns for the Buffalo Bills. It was his third straight 1,000-yard rushing season in 4 years in the NFL. He made second-team AP All-Pro. He's one of the best all-around backs in the NFL, and a major reason why the Bills' offense with Josh Allen is so dangerous. Here's my conversation with James Cook. James, welcome to the show. You're coming off your best season. You ran for over 1,600 yards, made second-team AP All-Pro, third straight Pro Bowl. So as you go into this season with the Bills, what's your mindset? What are you looking to do from a personal standpoint? Obviously, as a team player, you want to win the Super Bowl, but from a personal standpoint, what are you looking to accomplish?
Just keep growing, just keep elevating my game, be the best version of me each and every day I step on the field, and, sky's the limit.
I was in Canton recently for the Hall of Fame inductions, and I know you're early in your career, but have you kind of thought about a little bit what you need to do to someday wear that gold jacket?
Yes, that's the ultimate goal, besides the Super Bowl. That's just something that you work hard for. Just to congratulate all your achievements that you've been throughout the years that you've been in the NFL. So, that's a big time honor for those guys, and, want to congratulate them, and one day I hope I'll be in it.
Speaking of Super Bowl, James, you won a national championship at Georgia. You've been part of some great teams with the Bills, but you guys haven't been able to get over that hump, take the next step, get to a Super Bowl. What's this team have to do to go to the next level?
We don't have to do nothing but keep being us, man, and just get over that hump. Like we say, man, the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl, but got to take day by day and step by step to get there, and it ain't gonna be easy. So we know that, and each and every day, each and every week we step on the field, we trying to put our best for it to win.
How much has changed for you guys now that Joe Brady is the head coach after Sean McDermott was there for so long?
Joe gonna be Joe. He let us be. Let us have fun, but also about business, so as he should. So, I don't think nothing changed, man. It's just the same. It's just us, man. But we got to do a little different, a little things different to, get over that hump. And we've been doing it. We've been working our tail off, and it's going to show on Sundays.
With a quarterback as talented as Josh Allen and a running back with your skills, and you guys added DJ Moore, and you've got some receivers in there who can obviously be productive, how elite can this offense be in Buffalo?
Of course, man. We control our own destiny. That is on us to go out there and, give our 110 effort. And, we're going to do it. And, looking forward to see that explosive offense on Sunday, like I said.
James, no running back ever thinks a quarterback is going to be his top competition for rushing touchdowns, but with Josh Allen, man, he had 14 last year. The year before you beat him, you had 16. You guys ever joke around about that? Like, hey, man, you handle the throwing, I'll handle all the running?
We just play football, man. Whoever score, they score. And as long as we get the W, that's all that matters.
What's it like playing with a quarterback who's a dual threat like that? Because no matter what, the play is never over. How does that kind of change your role, whether you're in pass pro or you're going out there in running a route?
You never know what Josh's going to do. He's a very interesting person. You got to be on the same page as him. And, he's going to make a play. So just be ready.
Growing up in a house with a brother like Dalvin who ends up having a very successful NFL career, how competitive were you guys as young kids?
It was just a path thing, and I just followed it, set a great example on how to be a pro and all the little things that he done did to get to that point. I mean, I just followed that all, and the competitive nature is in us, so we're gonna be competitive in whatever we do. So, I mean, it's in us, and I just follow the path, and I'm gonna keep setting that path and hope somebody behind me follow.
James, the Bills have a new stadium this year, and a ton of work goes into building a massive structure like that, and the workers that do it, man, they do an amazing job. I can't even imagine what they go through to be able to build something like that. You're doing something really cool with Carhartt to recognize those workers. What are you guys doing together?
I mean, it was with Carhartt, also what you just said. We had them viewed the stadium and, just broke down the different parts of the stadium and, introducing me to the new stadium, the new home that, that the guys before us built, and, that I'm continuing to set the legacy for. So, I mean, it was just a great experience on what Carhartt did on breaking down the stadium, giving those guys the recognition that built the place. And, it was just a great experience, on Carhartt for doing that. And I just want to thank them for, giving those guys the recognition that they don't get.
How excited are you to score that first touchdown in that new stadium in front of Bills Mafia?
I mean, it's like a new home, when you're the first person that ever been in it, you're going to feel excited, happy, and enjoy it.
James, you're all business on the field. What do you like to do in your free time to kind of relax, have some fun, maybe get your mind focused on playing the game?
I coach Little League, and I just be around my family. So, I just, that kind of give me, the peace that I need, because I be around family. And the ones that I love is always peaceful.
Let's go around the league and start with some injuries. More injury news this week. Texans lost wide receiver Jaden Higgins to a torn ACL. That's a big loss for Houston's offense and C.J. Stroud. Chargers center Tyler Biadasz was getting a second opinion on his knee at the time of this recording. It's never a good sign when you hear a guy's going in for a second opinion. Jets running back Breece Hall has a groin injury. They're hoping he's back for week 1. Saints rookie wide receiver Jordy Tyson's out 2 months with a hamstring issue. And the Buccaneers wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, he's got a toe injury. That's a concern because those can linger. That's bad news for Tampa Bay. The good news for the Bucs, 2-time Pro Bowl nose tackle Vita Vea, he got a new contract this week, ending his hold-in. He was in the last year of his contract, making about $18 million a season. Now he's at $24 million this year and next. Now, as for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, I still think a deal can get done despite his self-imposed deadline passing at the start of training camp. The Cowboys signed 37-year-old Von Miller. It's a homecoming for Von, who's from Dallas. He's been a Super Bowl MVP way back with Denver. He's been a multiple All-Pro team player, and still, he can get after the quarterback. He had 9 sacks last year for Washington in limited action. I think it's a really good move for the Cowboys. They've rebuilt their defense under new coordinator Christian Parker. They think they can be a Super Bowl contender. They've added some pieces, and I have no reason to doubt the Cowboys. I think they can be a Super Bowl contender. Long way to go. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing this week in the preseason against the Bucs, and if he doesn't see any action at all against Seattle in Kansas City's final preseason game, the first time he's going to go out there and test that injury, test that ACL that he's coming back from, will be week 1 when the Chiefs take on Denver. I think, and I've always thought, starters don't need to play in the preseason, but this is one of those cases where it may not hurt to get Patrick Mahomes a series or 2, depending on how many plays they run. So we'll find out. I think that could be a good idea next week against Seattle. We'll see what Andy Reid decides to do. It's time for Pro Picks, the preseason variety. We did a couple team over-unders the first time. We did some player props last week, so we'll do a mix of both this week. I'm going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals. They're at 10.5 wins. That's a high number. They've only won 11 or more games with Joe Burrow, and that was one time in 2022 when they were 12-5. And that's mainly because Burrow's been hurt every other year, and then he comes back and he's the AP NFL Comeback Player of the Year. He's won that twice. He missed 9 games last year, so good chance he's a candidate for that award this season. We know the offense with Burrow they can be prolific. but it's the defense that's been a problem. They gave up a ton to get Dexter Lawrence. They drafted edge rusher Cassius Howell in the second round. That was their first pick after trading the first for Lawrence. I don't know that they did enough yet to get to the 11-win total in a very tough division. I'm going to take under 10.5 on Cincinnati. Now, the Buccaneers, their over-under is at 8.5. They won 8 last year when they collapsed and finished 8-9 after starting 6-2. And 8-9, by the way, was good enough to win the South last year. Could be good enough to win the South again this year. Todd Bowles is on the hot seat, obviously. Baker Mayfield is on a mission to prove he's worth being a franchise quarterback and getting paid that franchise quarterback money. But if Mayfield can avoid those injuries that nagged him last season, hey, he plays every game, hasn't missed a game for the Buccaneers, but he's been nagged by injuries, and last year it really hurt him. If he can avoid those injuries, if that offensive line, it could be a good offensive line, if they can stay healthy, they need Emeka Egbuka to come back, especially with Mike Evans in San Francisco now. They made some additions on defense to where I think that defense can be more competitive. Over 8.5 in a weak division, I'll take the Buccaneers to win 9 games, maybe 10. Now, for some player props, I'll stick with the Bucs. I'll go with Baker Mayfield. His over-under yards passing is 3,500 yards. He's been over 3,600 each year with the Buccaneers, over 4,000 his first 2 seasons in Tampa. If he's going to start 16 or 17 games, because that's what he does, I think that's an easy over. Now, I'm going to look at Jalen Hurts' over-under, not for passing, but for rushing. It's 400.5 yards. I don't know why it's so low. Maybe because last year he had 421, but he's looked faster in training camp, at least according to Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. They've got a new offense under Sean Mannion. I think Jalen Hurts in Philly is going to get back to running the ball a little bit more, get back to his average, which is around 640. I'll take over 400.5. So to recap, it's Bengals under 10.5 wins, Buccaneers over 8.5 wins, Baker Mayfield over 3,500.5 yards passing, Jalen Hurts over 400.5 yards rushing. Our fantasy focus this week is going to look at fandom strategy. Do you avoid drafting players from teams that you hate? For example, Eagles fans, do you not draft Cowboys if they're the best player on the board? And vice versa, do you go out of your way to stack your roster with players that you root for? It's fantasy football. You can do that, but if you draft for needs, if you take the best players available, if you don't overlook someone because you happen to hate that team, or hey, if you're a Jets fan, are you taking Geno Smith seriously? If you're going to do that, you're probably not going to win your league. And then again, it is fantasy football. You can do what you want. It's crazy to me, though, that all of us who play fantasy football, like, we'll be watching a great game. We'll be watching teams go back and forth, lighten up the scoreboard. It could be a defensive struggle, whatever it is. And then we're all focused on who that guy is who scores the touchdown. Because if he's not our guy, no matter how great the game is, we're upset or disappointed. So here's to hoping every time somebody scores a touchdown, it's your guy. I know it ain't going to be my guy. I want to talk about love in the final word. Love, L-O-V-E. A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots had joint practices this week against A.J.'s old team, the Philadelphia Eagles. And A.J., to his credit, he took the high road. It was nothing at all but love, all love. He loves Philly. He loves the fans. He loved his time with the team. He obviously loved winning a Super Bowl, loved the parade, loved the championship. It's all love. But, A.J., if it's all love, why were you so unhappy in Philly? Why did you ask for a trade? Why have you not spoken to Jalen Hurts since the trade to New England? Jalen's the godfather to AJ's daughter. They were really close, really tight relationship at one point. Clearly, that changed. AJ wasn't happy. AJ wanted out. He got his wish. He was reunited with Mike Vrabel in New England. I believe him. I do. I believe AJ when he says it's all love. But sometimes anger, bitterness, resentment, frustration, disappointment, they're also feelings that can be mixed in with love. So it's good to see that A.J. Brown is happy with the Patriots. I hope he feels that way for the Patriots and the Patriots fans' sake and Drake May when they win a game and he's only got 2 receptions and 3 targets. That's it for this week. Thank you to James Cook, and thank you for watching and listening. Be sure to download and subscribe to APs on Football with Rob Motti on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.